What's up guys, my name is Doug. Welcome to the channel. If you are new, welcome back if you are not new. We're going to be continuing our series on Kanye West this week with My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy today. Now personally, this is my favorite Kanye West album. I think it really is Kanye at his peak. The way that he was able to incorporate so many different moods and vibes into this project, it sounds like the culmination of the previous 4 albums, you know, where he's able to include a little bit of every single project into this one. It's him at his peak lyrically, I believe so. You know, he includes some live orchestra sounds, along with some synths, along with some electronic sounds, along with some really cool auto-tune, but at the same time he manages to keep some of the soulful vibes from the earlier projects. It's just such a great, interesting project that came out at such a tumultuous period in his lifetime. This is after the Taylor Swift thing. You know, this is when Kanye really was at, I wouldn't say his most controversial, but he was becoming a very, very controversial figure. He was being criticized left and right, and he was able to produce such a masterpiece during that time period in his life. And I really love this project. I'm glad to be reviewing it today for you guys. I would appreciate it if you guys would follow me on my social media and consider supporting this channel on Patreon so that I can continue to make these videos full-time for you guys. I enjoy making this content. I'm glad you guys have been liking the videos so far. And with that being said, we're going to jump right into this project. The first track is Dark Fantasy, and let's just get to it. I'm excited.
Watered down one, the one you know, was made up, sensual, boring, twisted fiction, sick addiction will gather round.
This is so beautiful. The strings. Oh, this beat, dude.
Mercy me, that mercy will I go. That's me, the first show. Me trying sorrow in that Diablo.
I love that.
What the hell do I know? I'm just a Chi-Town nigga. Look like a fat movie Celine Dion. Sexy teacher, tell me how.
I love the strings, man. So awesome. I love it, dude. It's so cool because, you know, you hear a little bit of the auto-tune manipulation, you hear a little bit of the soul, you hear the sampling, you hear the boom bap drums, but you also hear him turning the song into an anthem when he starts chopping up that Tiana Taylor sample. It's a really cool jumble of elements from his first 4 projects that he just used to create this really sick introduction to this project. It's a really beautiful song, honestly, you know, with all the vocals singing, Can We Get Much Higher? It's the choir singing behind the main female vocal, Tiana Taylor. It's such an awesome track. I personally really love it. Next track is Gorgeous. This guitar loop right here is so nasty, dude.
I need it. I can feel it slowly. The devil dances and eventually answers to the call of autumn. Inner city tantrums based off the way we was branded. Face it, this week has been a bad massage. I need a happy ending and a new beginning. To all my niggas, get it, get it? Ain't no question if I want. The Crip said I got way too many blues for any more bad news.
Yeah, man.
A fucking roach. I can see why they got me sitting there fucking coach. My God has it. You blowing up, that's good, fantastic. That y'all blackball me.
Forgot about 2 things, my black balls. Oof.
Keep it real and keep it moving, keep grinding, keep shining.
The switch up in the beat is so sick, dude. The guitar shreds. Yo, that switch up in the beat for Raekwon's verse is so filthy, dude. Bringing in the really epic drums, the guitar starts shredding. It's such an awesome, like, peak to that track, you know? I love how simple the majority of this track is. Like, for the most part, it doesn't really have really prominent drums. It's got that really cool guitar loop, Kid Cudi on the hook, which is asking for you to just make an anthem when you add Kid Cudi to the hook. It's such an awesome hook to this track, dude. Kanye West with that awesome filter on his voice, you know, like he used to do on 808s and Heartbreak. And it's just so different, you know? He really spits both of his verses with that filter on his voice. And I'm really glad that the filter isn't too heavy so you can still understand everything that he's saying, but I just think it's such an interesting approach to a song, you know, not really having loud drums, adding a filter over the main vocal still works, you know. I think it's an awesome track. And then this is where Kanye gets kind of crazy, alright, because the next track is Power. And then we have All of the Lights interlude, which is one of my favorite interludes of all time. And then we have All of the Lights, which is one of my favorite Kanye songs of all time. And that's followed by Monster, which is one of the best tracks on this project. He's a maniac for putting Power, All of the Lights, and Monster in a row. Like, he's just so insane. This track is so epic. Oh man, let's get it. The loop is so great. Was chosen. I'll see you in the morning. Proud. The clock's ticking, I just count the hours. Yeah, my eyes brought the goldies and I embody every characteristic of the keep up with me. Taking my inner child, I'm fighting for custody. I was the abomination of Obama's nation. Oh man, using the synths, dude. This is so graduation right here. Kanye is such a rock star, dude. Let me show you something about this track, right? The guitars are something that's very unique to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, with Gorgeous and then with Power coming right after it. Having those really epic guitars is something that we hadn't really seen from Kanye before. The electric guitars. You know, he used to use a lot of acoustic guitars and things like that, but on this track, it feels so much like a graduation track, because graduation is where we got so many anthems. The fact that he was able to make it an anthem like a graduation track, but to incorporate lyricism into it, because in graduation we didn't really get too much lyricism compared to the first two projects. He was more so focused on making bangers all the way throughout the project. So here we got an anthem with great lyrics. We got the guitars from My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. We got the epic tribal drums from 808s and Heartbreak. We got the really beautifully orchestrated strings that we used to get on projects like Late Registration. So this is what I mean when I say this track is like the culmination of his 4 previous projects, which is why it's my favorite, because it's such a classic project that incorporates so many sounds from 4 other classic projects. So I love that about this track, and not to mention the fact that it's just epic all the way through, you know. And now is All of the Lights interlude, and I'm gonna let it play right into All of the Lights. This song is such a masterpiece, dude. His horns are so triumphant, you know? Call the feds, I did that time and spent that bread. I had to take him to that ghetto university. Hey, it's all of the lies. Brother, grandmother, hate me in that order. Public visitation. You should go and get your point out the way this time. It's such an epic song, dude. It's so well produced, and it's amazing how many vocals he got on this. 14 different people on this track. I know we can't really like discern all of their voices, but there's 14 different artists on this who lend their vocals to this project, to this track, to make it so beautiful and so epic and so triumphant. And it's like, it's such an awesome track, you know. It just makes me feel so good when I listen to it. The drums are crazy, the horns sound great, Rihanna sounds great, Kid Cudi sounds awesome, Fergie sounds awesome. Kanye's verses are so great to me. They're very visual. I can like picture everything that's going on as he's talking about it. I love the track. Next is Monster. Let's get it.
Motherfucker, I look who's in trouble as you run through my jungles. Nigga, I got everybody know I'm a motherfucking monster.
Hands down, huh?
Let's talk more here
right now, huh?
Told us this, do the rap and a track, triple double, no assist.
Hey.
My money, so yeah, I had the accent. Shy nigga, but these hoes in the country that I've seen. I still hear things scream
in my dreams.
Kill a block,
I murder the avenues. All I see is these people I made millionaires, milling about, spilling their feelings in the air. Love it. I like that Jay-Z verse, dude. Right now, hold up, I'm gonna pause it to say this. I think that Jay-Z verse gets a lot of hate, and I don't really see why. Like, I can see how him saying that his Achilles heel is not getting enough love might be a little cheesy, but I think it's an awesome verse. I have no problems with that Jay-Z verse. So this is Nicki's best verse of her career, dude.
What a motherfucking monster do. He addressed her from Milan as the monster. Put my features in my shows 10 times your pay. He for a verse. Know that I'm at least and claim it. Find it. 20 my tyrant, dirty wine it. Cash make them blink dead. Now look at what you just saw. This is what you.
Cross the line.
I will fight anybody that says that's not Nicki's best verse, dude. But we can debate in the comments section if you don't agree with me. But I think that is Nicki's best verse. She bodied this track, dude. It's crazy. It's a great track. I love it. Love the energy. So energetic, dude. It's insane. Next track is crazy too. So Appalled. Oh man.
Ridiculous. It's like that sometimes, you shit ridiculous. All the Donald Trump taking dollars from y'all. Baby, you all. But since they all love us, I need more rubbers. And if I don't.
This beat's so cinematic.
Gotta perk champagne wishes. 30 white bitches.
Fucking beginners, I'm so appalled. I might buy them all. All through my drawers. Top night feeling. Die you be a hero. A favorite to the most hated. But would you rather be
Become CNN said I'll be dead by 21. Faith, Range Road, leather roof, love war, fuck a truce. Them hoes coming in a baker's dozen, claiming they was with me, only doing.
This track is crazy.
Nostrils, my cup overrunnable, honey. Dummy, damn it's hard out for me to waste it.
fucking ridiculous? Fucking ridiculous. You know.
The beat is really cinematic. I love the strings. It's really simple to show off the lyricism that's on this track. Sci-Hi the Prince, Pusha T, Jay-Z, and RZA on this track. Plus Kanye kills it as well. The lyricism on this track is insane. The flexing is insane. The wordplay is great. I mean, I personally really like this track. Devil in a New Dress. This beat is so fire, dude.
Put your hands to the constellations. The way you look should be insane. Made, but tonight I need some consummation. Seen good Christians make brash decisions. Oh, she do it and wake up and not love me no more. I thought I was the asshole. I guess it's what this what
The bass line is so dope.
Looking at my bitch, I bet she give your ass a bone. All black tux, nigga shoes lavender. I never needed ladder. We still speeding running.
The strings, the piano, the guitar. Sample's perfect. Pianos are great. The strings are so beautiful. The guitar, it's so awesome. With that distortion, it just adds a little bit of grime to this track, but it's so awesome. It sounds great with that bass line. The drums sound awesome. Personally, this track is one of the best that Kanye's ever produced. There's not enough nice things to say about this track in terms of how it sounds and how awesome it is and how cinematic and how it sets a tone, a vibe, a mood. Rick Ross sounds like a boss on this track. Kanye does his thing on this track. Next track is Runaway, which is one of the most beautiful tracks off this project. Let's get it. The track list is so short, but the songs are so long on this. It's great though. Every song is an experience.
And I always find something wrong. So I guess it's time for us to have a toast. Find pictures in my email. But I'm not too good at that shit. See, I can have me a good girl. Wanna fly in your Freddy loafers. You can't blame them, they ain't never seen massage so good. Cause the look in your eyes is killing me. I guess when you were in
So creative, dude. You know, I think the best explanation for this song is the one that Terrence Mallory gave from the Mallory Bros, where that part of the track that's just instrumentals and he's vocalizing with the auto-tune and the distortion on his voice is basically what everyone who isn't a fan of Kanye West hears when he speaks. You know, we hear him speak the first half of the song and we as fans understand what he's saying, and then the second half of the song is what someone who isn't a fan of him would understand whenever he speaks, you know, and that's how he feels, is that misunderstood, where he's saying all these things, but no one really gets him, you know, and I think that that's a really interesting take on this track, and I totally agree with it. I mean, there's no one answer to what this means, of course, because Kanye never really gave one, but I go with that theory. I think it's just so creative and beautiful and interesting to listen to. You know, it's 9 minutes and it never gets boring to listen to. It's so well produced, the strings are so beautiful, the use of the auto-tune is tremendous. I love that track, dude. Next track is Hell of a Life.
Turn the coroners in a foreign car. Make the knees shake, make the priest faint. And if we run trains, we all in the same gang. Runaway slave. Grind my hand of a life.
I'm gonna be real, I like the track, but it's not my favorite. It's probably the one on this project that I listen to the least. You know, it's cool, and I like it and all, but it's I don't know what it is about it that doesn't draw me back to it, you know? I feel like once I hear it once, I'm okay, you know, for a long time. I don't have to listen to it again for a long time. It's not a track that calls me back to it like Runaway, like All of the Lights. But that being said, it's still really well produced, it's still really creative, and I love that main loop, that really distorted loop. I think that was really cool, and it was really... it's almost like a sneak peek of Yeezus, really, because Yeezus is full of that type of sound, so it's cool. I like it. Next track is Blame Game with John Legend.
I hate you more, let's go. As a last resort and my first resort.
That drum roll is so sick.
I love you
That violin,
more, let's play.
it actually sounds like a cello.
More, let's call our name.
The drums are so subtle.
Somebody else. Fuck arguing, go back and I hang up and I start to blame myself. Somebody help.
If a nigga like you ever notice you, now you notice the bullet can't nobody. Even though I knew never told you. He was just the all of the lies.
It's like you got this shit reupholstered or some shit.
That outro with Chris Rock is pretty funny, dude, but it's a beautiful track. I love the pianos and the strings on this. I'm pretty sure it's a cello, it's not a violin, but it sounds beautiful. I love how simple the drums are, man, and how subtle they are, you know? They just add this like chugging vibe to the track. Playing around with the auto-tune and the panning on the vocals is such a creative decision for this track, and I personally really enjoy it. Next track is Lost in the World.
I'm building a still to slow down to my mind. Down my mind. Say she's down for me.
Look at the toms, dude, the drums, so sick.
Afterlife, if we die in each other's arms, still the nights. I'm lost in the world.
Awesome use of auto-tune, really beautiful beginning, epic drums, such a fun track, dude. It's so happy and energetic and the vibe is great. It sounds, again, really triumphant. All the vocals sound so great to this track, the synths, but you know, the drums and the auto-tune might be my favorite part, but it's a great track, dude. Last track is Who Will Survive in America.
And America is now bloody. America stripped for bad in Vietnam. We learned to our amazement the untold tale of scandal. All I want is a good home and a wife and a children and some food. Who will survive in America? Who will survive in America? Who will survive?
So Lost in the World flows right into Who Will Survive in America, right? And it's basically this speech or the spoken word of this man criticizing America, and at the end of this really emphatic speech, everybody applauds, and that's the outro to the project. It's almost like the ending of a play, you know? Like this whole thing was one giant play, one giant exposition of Kanye's psyche, and at the end of the show, we all applaud, curtains close, and that's it. Let's talk about this project, man. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is, in my opinion, Kanye's greatest album. When you look at the situation that he was facing, where he was falling from grace, he had humiliated Taylor Swift at the award show, and he was really starting to be painted as this crazy guy, this lunatic by the masses, really. And he kind of came back at society with this, like exposing his deepest, darkest thoughts, you know, with the lyricism and with the awesome instrumentals, with the epic music, with the awesome hip-hop beats, with the crazy features, the awesome synths, the beautiful strings, the epic soulful choirs. I mean, just taking everything that people had liked about the first 4 projects and saying, you know what, everybody is criticizing me. This is do or die. And he dropped probably his best project, in my opinion. It's such an awesome project. We see such great music on here. Not only epic tracks, but soulful tracks. We see tracks that make us think. We see tracks that make us cry. We see tracks that talk about relationships. We see tracks that talk about racism. Tracks that talk about poverty and struggle. Tracks that talk about government and corruption. You know, it's such this incredible masterpiece of a project, condensed into 13 tracks, I think. Condensed into about an hour and 10 minutes. Kanye does it so well, you know, and he, like I said, this is his peak in terms of lyricism and production and, you know, grandiosity, you know, in terms of consistency, having an album that is consistent all the way throughout, that feels like every single track fits into this one project, you know, making the entire thing seem, what's the word I'm looking for? Cohesive. You know, this is Kanye at his most cohesive, this is Kanye at the very best that he has been. And since then, his albums haven't been bad, but for me personally, they just haven't lived up to what My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy did. It kind of saved him from becoming washed up, you know. It kind of saved him from just being cast aside as a lunatic or as someone crazy. And though some people still see him that way, he has so many people that look at him and say, you know, this isn't lunacy that we're seeing. This isn't craziness that we're seeing. This is exactly what he told us on Runaway, where he's got these awesome ideas, but he can't seem to make people understand them. He can't really express them correctly, and so people just don't get him. That's what we're seeing. And I just think that that's so interesting about this project, you know, the fact that it was able to do that for him, for his career. I love this project. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope you all will drop a comment down below letting me know what you think about this project. Which one do you think is Kanye's best album? Follow me on my social media. Consider supporting this channel on Patreon so that I get to keep doing this full time for you guys. I really appreciate you all for the support. We'll be back very soon with another video. Until then, peace.